Well, until it's open, it's closed. This is not Schrodinger's Strait. And as of right now, there's a blockade. But the reason that people are more optimistic is because there's also a ceasefire. That's a hell of a lot better than bombs and missiles going off in Iran and in the Gulf. Much more dangerous when the war is on. And also because Trump continues to tell the American people, as well as other countries, that this war is going to be over in short order. Trump told the American people in a primetime address, the only one he's had on Iran war, that within 2 to 3 weeks, this war would be over. So next week, done. He told Maria Bartiromo on Fox Business just a few hours ago, this war is almost over. It's going to be finished. He's feeling good about the Islamabad talks that he believes will be rescheduled for a second round in short order. There were 21 hours of talks between the vice president of the United States and a high-level Iranian delegation that included experts. And so, yes, I think Trump, who's the person that decided unilaterally to start this war, and he decided what the war goals were, has now decided unilaterally he wants to end this war because it's too costly and too unpopular for him. And he's changing the war goals. You'll notice that he's not talking about rescuing the Iranian people anymore, as he did at the beginning of the war. He's saying that he could end the war now. It would take them 20 years to rebuild. Well, how are the Iranian people going to be rescued if it takes them 20 years to rebuild? That's no longer a war goal for President Trump. Why not? Because he can't achieve it. But that at least means that Trump understands that he needs to change and moderate his war goals so that he can end the war. It may not look good for him politically, and he's going to lose the midterms as a consequence, but it helps the global economy.
Mr. Bremmer, speaking of goals, goals have changed throughout this conflict. When the conflict started, Trump had explained a different ambition out of this attack. And then now today, as you mentioned, the goal has completely changed. It has costed him economically. There's political pressure as well. Neither are Americans in support of what's happening in West Asia from America's side. Now, do you think that the back-channel talks are active perhaps, and second round of negotiations have been green flagged by President Donald Trump as well? What are the chances of a peace deal finally arriving?
Remember in The Empire Strikes Back when Darth Vader shows up on the gas giant Bespin, and he goes to Lando Calrissian, and he says he's going to leave a permanent detachment of Imperial stormtroopers, and Lando says, that wasn't the deal. And he said, pray that I do not alter the terms of the deal any further. Trump changes his mind more times than you and I talk on these issues. And so the fact that he is inconsistent and has now decided that the war goals are different is actually makes it much easier to get to yes, because he has decided that he no longer wants this war. So whether or not that is credible to anybody else, including his own supporters, it is still much more likely that we have a second round of talks in Islamabad and he comes out of those talks saying, this was great. And this deal is amazing, and no one else could have ever done it. That is what is very likely to happen. Now, will the deal that Trump announces be the same deal that the Iranians believe they have?
Right.
That's an open question.
Mr.
Will it be
Bremmer,
implemented
I really
by the
hope.
Iranians? Open question.
I really hope, I really hope that that is the case, because that's going to bring a big breather to the world, as this war has had repercussions beyond what just meets the eye. Thank you so much for giving us your time.